Marhaba everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Senna. So for this vlog, I decided to kind of like take you guys along on maybe like a few days in the life sort of situation, running errands, talking about Palestine. We have to remember all of the things that we're able to do that other people can't do, and not only be thankful for those things, but also use our tools to spread awareness, to talk about it, to confront the situation, not to ignore, right? Right. So I decided that I wanted to take a trip to Barnes & Noble because I wanted to get a few books, and the haul that I'm specifically going for is to buy books that are specifically written by Palestinian authors. So I'm very excited for that. I have a few that are on like my list that I want to get, so I thought this could be the first thing that we do in this vlog. Very exciting. Still very cozy, still a nice way to support Palestinians, and also a really solid way to understand and educate oneself about the struggles of Palestinians, the horrors that they had to live through and still have to live through. So yeah. Also, I was literally using my flash on my phone for lighting because it's so dark. We're on our way to get some books, and we're definitely boycotting Starbucks because they support genocide, and we don't want to support genocide, right? So we must continue to boycott Starbucks. Do we need to be on a book buying ban?
I think we're way past that now. It's a book buying imprisonment.
Marhaba. It's been a few days since I went to Barnes, and I went on my book scavenger hunt. By the way, sorry if there's a little bit of background noise. There are people here, but I needed to record this and just talk about it. What happened was that same day that I went to Barnes and I was looking for the books by the Palestinian authors. Okay, first of all, they, out of 7 books, I think, out of 6 books total, they only had 1 that was available, which is this book that I picked up. So this was the only book that I got from Barnes, and then I was like, man, I really want, like, I was really excited to actually read the other books. So I actually got a couple books on my Kindle that I'll talk to you guys about, and I also ordered some more from their website because some of the books they said were print on demand, so they had to order them in order for me to get them. So that same night I was thinking about how am I going to post my regular content, my gaming content, cozy hobby content, all that stuff, and all of this is going on, like it's just not sitting right with me. And that same night that we went to Barnes, I think it was that same night, I was on my phone, I was on Instagram, and I'm looking at the videos, and I'm just seeing the people just treated worse than some people treat animals. Like, let's be real, like worse than that, to be tied up, to be kicked in the head, kicked in the back, kicked on your body. I can't imagine that. And so after seeing that video, I literally turned to Neji and I was like, I don't know how to post my cozy content when this is happening. Like, I feel like I can't. I'm not in it. Like, my heart is not in the cozy content the same way. So I just felt like right now I kind of need to take a step back from that and focus on where my heart is. And my heart right now is with the people in Palestine. It's with Palestinians. It's with using the tools that I have to help in any way that I can, whether it's donating, you know, money that I earn, using my platforms to talk about it, to spread awareness, all that stuff. Like, that's what I feel like I need to do. I say this because I know in the last video I said I don't know exactly where I want my content to be or what I'm gonna do in regards to my content, because I was feeling very stuck. Like I said before, obviously this is my job, this is how I make money, this is how I pay my bills, this is how I help take care of the things that I need to take care of. And so I have just been like trying to figure out, like, how can I incorporate coziness into talking about Palestine. And so I decided that I wanted my content to pretty much be about Palestinians, Palestinian people, talking about Palestine, just kind of like meshing coziness with Palestine in one. And pretty much everything that I did before, I want to incorporate that. So for now, I think I'm just going to pause on the gameplays, the Stardew Valley gameplays slash any other like cozy demo gameplays, because I just feel like sitting down and recording a gameplay is just not it. you know, and I'm laughing because it's ridiculous to me to just envision myself doing that. Like, I just feel like I can't, you know. So that's the first thing. And I want to incorporate more vlogs into my channel, and in these vlogs I still want there to be like a sense of coziness, community, education, all of those things, but I want to just like mesh in what's happening into my videos, and I just want to talk about it more. And I want it to be something where people feel comfortable talking about it and defending it and standing up in the right way, you know, for what needs to happen, you know what I mean? That's it for now, but I think I will continue this vlog once the other books come. I'm just not sure when that is. Hopefully it's sometime this week. I really do hope I'll get them this week. But I think what I'll do in this vlog is just like maybe read this book and then like tell you my thoughts on it and see, just kind of like have an open discussion sort of thing. So I'll probably see you in the next day or so and we can talk about it and just figure things out together. Please be patient with me. This is obviously a new adjustment to my channel and something definitely that's like new for me that I haven't done before. So it's a learning process. Marhaba everyone. Sorry if my camera's shaky. This whole tripod situation, and it's on my desk, it's just a little flimsy, and every time I touch my desk it starts moving. Anyway, so today's Saturday. I didn't get a chance to record yesterday because I was really busy, and also my last book came in the mail pretty late yesterday, so I just didn't have a chance to kind of like conclude the vlog with the little book haul that I got. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're opening up this book mail. So this book I've been seeing it around TikTok a lot. It's called Minor Detail. So it says Minor Detail begins during the summer of 1949, 1 year after the war that Palestinians mourn. The catastrophe that led to the displacement and expulsion of some 700,000 people. So this book kind of like talks about that in detail. As you can see, like, it's pretty short too, like it's not a thick book, so that's one that people were like, read. Now this book is called The 100-Year War on Palestine, and it's a history of sorry for the background noise, by the way. I tried to put the wind and noise cancellation on for my camera. I don't know how well it's doing, but I feel like I can't speak. It's a history of settler colonialism and resistance, 1917 to 2017. So that's one. This one's only 255 pages, so not too bad. So these two were the physical books that I got in the mail, and then on my Kindle I found a book on KU, and it's called In My Mother's Footsteps. This is what it looks like, and it says like a Palestinian refugee returns home. So these are the books that I think I'm going to be including in my readathon, as well as the one that I'm reading right now. I think I talked about this in the last clip. I'm not sure, but if I didn't, this is the book that I already started reading. And I have some thoughts, so let's talk about this, because I did want to include this in this vlog. I think I did talk about that. I talked about why I started this book, and I wanted to like kind of like talk about my thoughts and stuff. And I'm not speed reading through these books, because I'm like taking notes and I'm annotating and I'm like highlighting things, because I do want to share my thoughts on very specific things that I feel like can be relatable to a lot of people of color and also Palestinians in general. You know, she's Palestinian, and her family pretty much, they were like displaced from their homes. Her mom and her dad were raised in a refugee camp, and then they moved to America because of, you know, everything that happened. And so she's just kind of like talking about her experience living in America, how she kind of feels like it kind of feels like there's always a piece of her that's missing on the inside, and she doesn't know like how to like confront her feelings or what's wrong or what's missing, because she constantly like compares herself in her life to her family, and she's like, you know, I have these experiences that, or opportunities that my family didn't have, so I want to make the most of them. But also at the same time, like being in America as a Palestinian, it's just like you feel kind of like you're in this place where you don't like fully fit in, you know what I mean? And so there was this one quote. The author says, "Yet, as the years passed, she had to acknowledge that her feelings of displacement were not specific to America. She felt the same sense of alienation when visiting Palestine, being an outsider there too. Her privilege as an American citizen stood in stark contrast to the poverty and powerlessness of the millions of Palestinians who lived in the crumbling camps, who faced staggering rates of joblessness and violence, who barely had access to clean water. It filled her with a deep sense of shame." And then I put in this book, it's like I grew up hearing this quote from a lot of fellow Arabs where, you know, it's the idea where they would say like, I'm too Arab for the Americans and I'm too American for the Arabs. Like, yeah, because like I feel that way too. Like even when I go and visit like Lebanon, I mean, I haven't done that in years, but like it's like they know you're not fully like from there, you know, and people will be like, so where are you from? And it's like, well, I'm from here. And it's like, okay, no, but like really, where are you from? And it's like, yeah, that sense where it's like you don't fully feel like you belong here and you don't fully feel like you belong somewhere else, because like you don't share the same life experiences as them. And it's just, it's like, it's hard to see that it's like, obviously these are your people and your people are suffering and your people are going through these things, but it's like also at the same time it's like very hard to relate because you didn't grow up like that, and obviously you feel very grateful because your family like moved to a place so that way you can have a better opportunity and you can have a better chance and all of these things. And it's just like you constantly feel like you don't have a place where you like fully fit in. And I just felt like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It says sometimes It says, sometimes Baba had spoken of his childhood in the refugee camp, though, plucking weeds in the fields with his father, kicking a soccer ball barefoot across the narrow dirt alleyways, or weaving around laundry lines in the rooftop of his home. And at one point it says, like, that her dad, like, he was, like, bragging about getting his first pair of shoes at the age of 7, I think. I feel like maybe I didn't highlight that and that's why I can't find it. And I was like, how many of us living here can even like relate to that concept, or can even like imagine what that might feel like to grow up like not even having shoes? I heard of this one post where someone was like, take yourself to that dark place. Take yourself to that dark place and think about how you would feel if everyone in your family and in your life was just taken away in a moment. And like really think about that, really like sit and digest, like how would that feel if you just came home one day and everyone in your family was just dead. I also saw this one other post where someone was like, I don't understand why you guys are holding influencers accountable, or kind of expecting influencers to talk about this as if they have what word did he use? As if they're qualified to talk about this. Okay, number one, when you are an influencer and you have this huge platform where you have millions and millions of people following you, and obviously millions and millions of people that you can influence with your actions, with your words, with your connections, all of those things, use that platform and that space to spread goodness and to spread the right knowledge and to influence people and tell people like guys, like this is what we need to do, you know, this is what needs to happen, you know, we need to stop supporting these companies, we need to, you know, stop doing the same things, because we as citizens just all around should be treated better. Like, how many protests in this last year have we had to experience? There are protests going on because writers in Hollywood are not getting compensated enough for their work. There are protests happening because of what's happening in Palestine right now. There are protests happening because schools aren't getting enough funding. Like, you're telling me you have millions and millions of dollars to spend to support a genocide, but you don't have that money to compensate your own citizens properly for the work that they do, and you don't have enough money to compensate schools for all of the materials that they need to teach kids. That's why influencers should be held accountable when they're not doing a good thing, you know, when they're being like as neutral as possible, and or when they're being like, oh, it's such a complex thing. Like, it's not a complex thing. It's not. Look at the videos, look at the statistics, look, you can find the information. And stop falling for the propaganda. Stop falling for the fake news and the fake media and the fake everything. I'm gonna play a clip for you right here.
Why is it important for you to be here today?
Well, I'm Jewish, I'm Israeli. My parents were the only survivors of their families from the Holocaust. They both survived Auschwitz. I'm not going to support genocide, am I? I'm here with the Palestinians, and we are here with Palestine because we don't believe that what the British government is doing is correct. The British government is supporting this genocide. It's arming Israel, it's financing Israel. BBC and the other media here is supporting genocide. This is illegal, this is immoral. We don't agree with it, we will never agree with it. And as Jews, and myself as Israeli, I am totally against it, and we will continue to be against it. There are now more than 60 such events in the whole of Britain. People don't want to support this. They are against this government on so many other issues, but especially on this one.
And also, this didn't start on October the 7th. In 1948, Palestinian villages, hundreds of them, were demolished. Thousands of innocent Palestinian men, women and children were slaughtered, and 750,000 Palestinian refugees were created. That's when it started, and it hasn't stopped since.
I truly believe, and I've recognized these past couple-ish days on social media that some people genuinely are just admitting that they didn't know about this until last month. And so I really believe in encouraging people to talk about it, to make a change, and to like educate themselves on what's happening, so that way we can stand up and fight against the wrong things that are happening. I really believe that the most effective way to get these companies, to get the government, whatever, to stop doing what they're doing is like, you gotta affect their pockets. Unfortunately, this country and a lot of countries base their actions on greed. The most effective way to protest things that are happening and to really go about getting a change to happen is to affect their pockets. And one person can affect their pockets, but all of us collectively, you know, not supporting companies that are outwardly saying, that are outwardly admitting that they are supporting this genocide, like we can't support them. You gotta stop them, and it has to be a collective effort. Anyways, I'm trying to make these vlogs as fun and cozy and educational as possible, and I really do want whoever's watching to like come out of these vlogs feeling like they're more educated and that they have a better sense of just understanding of the Palestinian people and what they've been going through, and that, you know, you do everything in your power to change that, to make a difference, because we can all collectively make that difference together. Hopefully in the next vlog we'll be doing I'm probably going to start off with a one-day reading marathon, see how far we get, potentially start multiple books at the same time, and just do that and talk about the books, talk about my thoughts and my feelings, and maybe like share some new information that you didn't know about. I just want you guys to know that this is also a very personal topic for me to integrate into my social media platforms and to talk about it, because obviously I said this in my last video, but my mom's Palestinian and her entire side of the family is Palestinian, and for me not bringing about this awareness and talking about it, it almost feels like it's like denying a huge part of my mom's identity, you know, a huge part of like my identity, a huge part of how I was raised, and you know, the things that matter to her. And you know, it's not only important to talk about it so that way we can change what's happening to innocent people, but also for me it's like, you know, it's like they're my people, you know, they're my mom's people, they're, you know, my family members that live there. And anyways, thank you guys for being here, thanks for watching my video. I hope you learned something new. If you're new, don't forget to click the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, please, so that way it'll push this content to more people and hopefully encourage more people to like watch this type of content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!